Hi, everybody. This is the Patriot, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Patriot. I hopefully like this video and hit that subscribe button. So, we've been sort of trying to figure out who was running the White House for 4 years between President 45 and President 47. And we don't have much of an answer. And this Autopen, this Biden Autopen, puts a big question mark and a dark cloud over Washington, even more so than usual. Okay, even more so than usual. And President Trump has basically said that that the Autopen has basically put a kibosh on some of the things, particularly these pardons that Biden, that Joe Biden had signed, and including his son, by the way. We do have an update. President Trump has revoked the Secret Service detail for Joe Biden's son Hunter, and of course, I guess, and the daughter Ashley Biden. So they complain about poverty, but they can have this wonderful vacation in South Africa. Very strange, but. Let's get into this thing with the Autopen. Trump declares Biden's Autopen pardons void, vacant, and no further force or effect. Wow. The political reckoning has begun. President Donald Trump has delivered a devastating blow to the radical left's anti-Trump crusade, declaring the shady pardons issued by sleepy Joe Biden to be void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. In a late-night announcement on Truth Social, Trump announced the pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by Autopen. The Autopen is a machine, and they take a person's signature and they basically put it to a piece of paper. From what I understand, a lot of people do that when they're signing books. This is, it's a pain in the ass to sign a lot of books, so they use this Autopen. But we know there's this story about him and Speaker Johnson, and Johnson said, you signed something that, why did you sign something? He didn't realize he signed it. The next day he signed it to reverse it. So a lot of times Biden didn't know that his name was being put to paper. He didn't know it. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. Now, a couple of things. All these people accepted this pardon. All right? And the problem with that is that you're basically accepting your guilt. And you waive, by accepting that pardon, you waive your Fifth Amendment right. Okay? So even if President Trump and the Justice Department don't seek justice and they don't start going through all this stuff, they could still be liable and still have to tell the truth under oath. And they can't say, I'm going to declare my Fifth Amendment right, which is, not perjuring your, condemning yourself in court. They can't do that now. So that's why them accepting these pardons is very tricky for them. They shouldn't have done that. She said, we didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going to accept a pardon for something I didn't do. And those are pardons. What's weird about those pardons was that no crime was committed. So why is he giving them pardons for crimes that weren't committed? It's one thing, it was Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was one thing. But Liz Cheney, what crime did she commit and that she was convicted of? I don't know. So you see what I'm saying? It can be recalled during Trump's recent visit to the DOJ, President Trump questioned the validity of official documents signed by Biden using an Autopen, which could potentially be invalid. Quote, crooked Joe Biden got us into a real mess over Russia and everything else he did, frankly, but he didn't know about it, and he, generally speaking, signed it with Autopen. So how would he know? That Autopen is a big deal. I don't know, you know, who's doing this, Trump said. When people come up, Will Scharf and all the people, Steve Miller, they come up, sorry, this is an executive order. They explain it to me, and 90% of the time, I sign it. 99% of the time, I say, do it. But they come up and sign, and I sign it. But you don't use Autopen. Number one, is disrespectful to the office. Number two, maybe it's not even valid because, you know, who's getting him to sign? You had no idea what the hell he was doing if he did. All of these bad things wouldn't be happening, Trump said. This statement comes after a recent bombshell finding from the Oversight Project revealed a troubling trend. Nearly every major document bearing Biden's signature was signed using an Autopen. The only exception, his official announcement was that he was dropping out of the 2024 race. Wow. Isn't that interesting? So they had to get him to sign it, to tell him to get the hell out of here. And of course, this is from the Gateway Pundit. As the Gateway Pundit previously reported on Monday, the Oversight Project revealed 6 criminals were pardoned by Biden's Autopen on December 30th, 2022. Joe Biden was vacationing and getting in St. Croix. And golfing in St. Croix. The Autopen pardons were all signed at the city of Washington, while Joe Biden was in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Oh, that's not good. On Tuesday, the Oversight Project released a new analysis of Biden's pardons for family members. Dr. Tony Fauci, Joe Miley, the J6 committee members, and Joe Lundgren on January 19, 2025. Just one day before Trump was set to be sworn in as the 47th U.S. president, Joe Biden issued a flurry of pardons to his family members, Fauci, and others. The Oversight Project determined that all the pardons issued on January 19th had the same exact Biden Autopen signature. So this is really, it's a mess. This is a real mess. You have this guy he's an illegitimate president. They snuck him in there. You have a guy that he was not well liked. This is a guy that was a disaster. He had a disastrous debate against Trump in July. They had to get him out, especially after their assassination attempt on President Trump failed. They tried to take him out. That's why he got rushed to the hospital in Las Vegas. And then right after that, they forced him out. We know who forced him out. Schumer, Pelosi, Obama, Mrs. Clinton. They all forced him out. We know who forced him out. He said who did it. The biggest person was Biden. Was Nancy Pelosi. And believe it or not, George Clooney pushed him out. I don't know how an actor got involved in that, but he was. But this is big trouble, for him and really for all these people that took these pardons. You don't take a pardon unless you did something wrong. None of these people committed crimes. They were never charged with a crime. So why are they taking a pardon? One of them should have said, I'm not taking that pardon because I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't make any sense to sign a pardon people when they didn't commit a crime. That's the weird thing about those signatures. It's one thing about Hunter Biden. I think I can see Hunter Biden getting out of it, not having to worry about that. But if it's done by Autopen, then you're going to have to treat them all equally. Well, let me know what you think about this video. I'll keep you up to date on this. And of course, please subscribe to the Patriot Hut, and I'll see you later.